Hi there, and welcome to the second installment in the AgilePoint Agentic AI Maturity Model series. This time, we're working our way upstream to solutions that grow exponentially in value to your organization. Now, before we get started, a quick note about why business process is such a great fit to operationalize Agentic AI. At their core, both business processes and Agentic AI share very similar DNA. Both are designed for continuous improvement, learning, adapting, and optimizing over time. And business processes represent the real-world operations of an organization, the sorts of use cases where AI can deliver the greatest impact. For years, digital transformation has focused on one primary goal: efficiency. We automated workflows to streamline operations, but these systems were never designed to do more than execute. They weren't built to understand, to learn, or to evolve. And as you're seeing on screen, AgilePoint changes all of that. With built-in exception handling native to the platform, not only are we capturing the activity, we're also capturing the context of how we overcome issues when things don't go according to plan in our processes. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the characteristics of level 2 in our maturity model. So to draw a comparison, in level 1, we talked about agents that are integrated at the task level. In level 2, we're looking at the entire process as a whole. And this is why this approach has the opportunity to deliver such game-changing differentiation and very clear AI return on investment. As we mentioned, the agents are orchestrating the entire process, not just individual tasks, and as a result have the benefit of the strategic end-to-end context of the entire flow, as well as details around how and why we manage exceptions. As a result, these agents are now being elevated from mere recommendation engines to a truly autonomous digital worker. Now, to help understand how these agents can monitor and adapt the process in response to exception scenarios, let's take a look at the foundational capabilities that have been in the platform for some time. So this slide is meant to illustrate how exceptions are managed without AgilePoint. So here we have a final approver meant to be performed by a human expert. Something has come up over the course of our process, and they'd like to consult with two past participants. Unfortunately, there is no process logic to get us there, so the result is we have offline conversations, emails, and phone calls, where how we manage our exceptions are not captured by the platform, and as a result, are lost forever. Now let's contrast that with the AgilePoint approach. We have the same scenario where a human expert has encountered an exception scenario, and rather than have these conversations offline and lose that valuable context, AgilePoint brings the ability to simply redirect the workflow while it's in flight. Whether it's moving back to a prior step or invoking a partial rework, all of these actions, how we manage these exceptions, are all automatically captured as a part of AgilePoint's audit trail and can now be made available for training our AI agents so that they can take these on our behalf. So this is going to be demo scenario 1, where I perform a manual rollback to handle the exception within AgilePoint. And in scenario 2, you're going to see AI agents who have been trained with this valuable context to handle these exceptions automatically on my behalf. So as I mentioned, in scenario 1, we're handling an exception in the platform prior to AI. So as you can see here, I have a task as a part of an order-to-cash process where I'm applying order insurance for a new sales order. But let's just say, for example's sake, that I've had a disruption in my supply chain, or perhaps the products in this purchase have been marked as defective. So though I'm currently sitting with order insurance and have no way to get back to the shipping team where I can print a new label and select backup stock, AgilePoint gives me that ability, assuming I have the permission level, to simply override the process flow. So what I'd like to do here is move it back from order insurance to print out a new shipping label. And let's just say, for example's sake, that these products have spiked in popularity. So I'd like to bring in finance. So there, not only have I rolled the process backwards, I've split it into two parallel active activities. And in the event that I need a subject matter expert to participate on the fly, AgilePoint gives me that ability. So here I'm going to select a new process participant that I hadn't designed for initially. We're going to bring in Mike. I'll say, okay, Mike, I'd like you to participate in the shipping step. And I could bring this user in on the fly with full audit trail. So that ability to redirect the workflow, bring in participants on the fly, enables me to easily manage exceptions. And as I mentioned, all of this valuable context is now being captured as a part of AgilePoint's audit trail. Now, AgilePoint only exposes a subset of the overall logs, but as you're seeing here within the Manage console, the session count has incremented by 1, which tells me that this step is being revisited as a part of the process. And similarly, all of these details are being captured as a part of AgilePoint's event log. So to train our AI agents, I would simply feed my models this sort of data to teach them how to handle exceptions automatically on my behalf. Now, handling exceptions on a one-off basis is great if I only have one exception to manage at a time. But what if these exceptions exist at scale? It's likely that I can only get to so many of them. So as a result, let's have our AI agents manage these exceptions at scale on our behalf. So here I have the same task sitting with a process that has enabled AgilePoint's AI Control Tower agents. And as I bring this up here during my preview mode, you're going to see that only 2 of my 3 AI agents have been invoked. Reason being is we have an agent dedicated to monitoring disruptions in our supply chain or looking for defective product stock. So what I'm going to do here is simulate a flag being raised in my manufacturing system or SAP as an example, indicating the products are defective and the need to redirect the workflow. So as I mentioned, AgilePoint's AI Control Tower is now looking for this exception scenario. And what you're going to see here in just a second is the process automatically rolled back. So the same action that I took as a manual step just a moment back will be automatically invoked via AgilePoint's AI Control Tower. Okay, so as you're seeing, the process has now rolled back to our shipping team where we can select backup stock from an alternate warehouse before the process continues. This is going to conclude the content for level 2. Thank you so much for watching and looking forward to seeing you on the next one.